Hey guys, Rolando Rodriguez here with xgains.com. We've got workouts to work, eats to satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. So today I want to make a video concerning something that's near and dear to my heart. It's something that I live with on a day-to-day basis, and that's food addiction. As far back as I can remember, I've always been fascinated with food. I've always ate not until I was full, but until I could eat no more because it was physically painful to continue to do so. I was the kid who would continue to eat until he could eat no more. That's why I was always the fat twin. That's why I got, as an adult, up to 240 pounds, overweight, hypertension with metabolic syndrome. I was addicted to food. And to this day, even though now I weigh 165 to 175 and in perfect health, I'm still addicted to food and still am consumed with what I'm going to eat the next day. As you guys may already know, my mother cooked me breakfast from as far back as I can remember until I graduated high school. And I would go to bed every single night thinking about what I was going to have for breakfast the next day. And when I would eat breakfast, I would think about what I was going to have for lunch. And when I thought about my lunch, I would think about my dinner because I wouldn't want my lunch to ruin my dinner. So 2 meals ahead was controlling what I was going to eat at that moment instead of just being in the moment and enjoying my food. I was constantly thinking about my next meal. I wasn't even really living my life on a day-to-day basis. It was on a meal-to-meal basis. And today I still think about what I'm going to eat next. So what changed? What allowed me to go from 240 pounds with metabolic syndrome, hypertension, and pre-diabetic to 170 pounds and pretty much perfect health? I found intermittent fasting. It's not a magic bullet, but hey, when someone has as little self-control as I do, and you put that limit on yourself and you say, I'm not going to eat for 18 hours a day and I'm only eating for 6 hours or 4 hours, or I might only eat for 8 hours, whatever the case may be, it helps. Because whatever window you set yourself for, instead of allowing yourself to eat all day, you're saying, I'm only eating at certain times of the day. For me right now, it's 6 hours a day that I eat and 18 hours that I fast. And that's helped me control what I eat. Now, I know that in one sitting, I can eat 5,500 calories of junk food before I'm stuffed. I've done it on a number of occasions. That's pretty much what I can eat. 5,500 calories of junk food. But if you try to eat 5,500 calories of quote-unquote clean food, that's going to be a lot of spinach and a lot of chicken, so much so that you can't even physically probably put it in your mouth. You won't fit. So now that you know that there's that caveat of intermittent fasting that you can still overeat, what happened to me? How did I start going from junk food during intermittent fasting phase that would allow me to keep on that weight to eating foods that were healthy for me? I took on the low-carb, high-fat, ketogenic diet approach for 2 months. I took 2 months and said, I'm going to eat 60% of my calories from fat. I'm not going to eat any processed food. I'm going to eat 75% of my body weight in protein, and I'm only going to eat 50 grams of carbs, which are mainly going to be coming from the vegetables that I'm eating. And I did that for 2 months. Eliminated all sugar and all processed foods and all grains and beans, anything with carbs. And I went through the withdrawal process from the sugar that I've talked about before. And on the other side of those 2 months, I realized when I came back which foods I actually did like and which foods made me feel like crap and which foods were worth my investment physically, calorically, and emotionally. Because some foods, when you eat them, will make you feel like crap either immediately or the next day. And you got to know which foods those are for you. But I was able to learn that because I took 2 months off of eating the stuff that I was typically eating on a regular basis. Now, I still have a food addiction. I still think about my next meal. If there's a bunch of chocolate chip cookies that I like, I'll eat until my heart's content. If there's 50 of them and I can eat all 50 of them, I'm going to eat all 50 of them because I have no self-control. But when I stopped eating all processed foods for 2 months and then came back to it, what I realized was I'm not going to eat a chocolate chip cookie that I think is, okay, it's not worth it. First of all, I wasn't craving it anymore. Second of all, I realized that if I didn't really like it, I didn't want to feel this, bloated or sluggish the next day, whatever the case may be. So people with food addictions need to find a way to either get past their food addictions or live with their food addiction. I'm not past it, but I found something that works for me. Intermittent fasting and a low-carb, high-fat approach has controlled my cravings and controlled the amount of food that I can actually intake at a certain amount of time. Everybody's different. You got to find what works for you. Because I'm being honest right now, and telling you how I live with it, because I haven't learned to get past it yet. That's it for now. This is Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com. Let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. The website again is that's the symbol, not the word, gains.com. Please like, subscribe, and share this channel with somebody who you think might like it. If you haven't done so already, I'd greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Peace.